We're back. Brittany Lynn here, and today we'll be doing Brittany's book review number 15 on High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. Bees podcast. The publisher of this book is Hay House Inc. in 2017. This book was 343 pages. It took me 6 days to read. Overall impression, I absolutely loved this book. Hands down, wow. Rating, 4.7 stars. It was amazing. Statement about the author, Brendon Burchard. I actually just met him with this book. It kind of just popped up in my life as a free book, and that's always fun. Wow, I am glad I did. Brendon Burchard is a high performance coach. I've actually read that he is the leading high performance coach. He really seems like a stand-up, down-to-earth, good guy, and I think he's deserving of his riches. Brendon is also a #1 New York Times best-selling author. Great detail of the author's thesis and summary of the main points. This book really dove into some of the habits and mindset, what it takes to be highly successful and be on that level of a high performer elite class. Some of these topics are clarity, energy, necessity, productivity, influence, and courage. He then, of course, breaks these down into much more manageable, actionable steps. High performers know and understand that if you want to be highly successful in life, first you really have to master some common themes, some habit, mindsets, ways of thinking, things on the regular in your day-to-day life. A lot of high performers have many similarities. They all do very common things. There's definitely common themes throughout. Brendon goes over some of those. All right, so now we'll just get jumping into the book. Brendon goes over seeking clarity in your life. You have to be clear on what you want, your goals, what you want in life, where you want to be in detail. When do you want to be there by? You have to map these things out. You can't just be a leaf blowing in the wind and just expect to land somewhere amazing. You have to be clear. He goes through a lot of power questions, such as, what kind of person do I want to be while doing this? How should I treat others? What are my intentions and objectives? What can I focus on that will bring me a sense of connection and fulfillment? Consistently ask these types of questions. For more on clarity, you can ask, who am I? What do I value? What are my strengths and weaknesses? What are my goals? What's my plan? Set a good intention with people. How do you want to be remembered, treated? Treat them. How do you want it to go, etc. I love this. Intentions, I'm huge on that. This is very similar to what Tony Robbins teaches. I do a lot of other book reviews on him, and I will have much more to come. These are my guys. Respect is so vital. That is the key #1 trait to high performers. High performers want to be respected, and they also respect others. So this is a very huge trait with high performers, and I agree. I'm a high performer and I value respect. You can ask questions like, how can I serve people and make a great contribution to the world? How can I add value? How can I inspire those around me? How can I make a difference? You don't want to live in the past. What's relevant now? And how can I deliver it? How can I deliver beyond what's expected? How can I serve with excellence? What do those I serve want now? How can I serve in unique ways? To heighten and sustain clarity, ask frequently, what is the primary feeling I want to bring into this situation? And what is the primary feeling I want to get from this situation? High performers contemplate how they want to feel before they enter any situation, regardless of what emotions might come up. This is setting intentions. So before a big meeting, I want this meeting to go well. I want to wow them over. I want them to see my perspective. I want to understand them. I want to meet a lot of great people, do a lot of great networking. You're much more likely to have it go that way when you set an intention for it. Then you're focused on that no matter what comes up. If it's hard for you, you can focus on each part of the body. Breathe deeply and repeat the word release in your mind. Then set your intention. What energy do I want to bring into this next activity? How can I do this next activity with excellence? How can I enjoy the process? He goes over another technique, release meditation technique. This is for about 20 minutes. Sit straight up, release all the tension, and say release over and over again quietly to yourself. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Set intention to bring more joy into your daily life and to raise your energy. Steer social situations towards positivity. Be a conscious good spreader. You can ask yourself, what or who might trip me up and cause stress? And how can I respond in a positive way from my highest self? This can really help prepare you for the challenges of the day. You can start to expect what challenges you might have. Like, I have that really difficult negative coworker today that I'll be working with. How can I make it positive? Then you are more prepared for those encounters. Who can I surprise today with a thank you, a gift, or a moment of appreciation? What could you make up or do today that you could get excited about? Ask out loud and answer out loud. Try it. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself in second person. Like, Brittany, when X happens, think about Y and then do Z. Self-coaching. Cognitive diffusion. Have alarms on your phone that say, bring the joy, which just reminds you to be that conscious good spreader. The world needs more people like this, so join us. These can go off on your phone throughout the day a few times as just little reminders. You can have triggers, which remind you as well, such as every time I walk through a door, there's a certain trigger that goes off in my head, reminding me of something to do. So for a door frame trigger, anytime I go through a door, I can say, I will find the good in this room. I'm entering this room a happy person, ready to serve. A waiting trigger, when you're waiting in line. That signals a trigger in your head that says, what level of presence and vibration do I feel right now on a scale of 1 to 10? A touch trigger. Hug people when introduced. Touch is so vital. Touch is vital to well-being and happiness. You never know whose day you can make. Just don't be creepy and cop a feel while you're at it. Gift trigger. Whenever something positive around me happens, I say, what a gift. Or a stress trigger. When things around me feel like they're getting out of hand and a little stressful, to never get stressed again, stand up, take 10 deep breaths, and ask, what's the positive thing I could focus on and the next right action of integrity I can take? He talks about journaling. Again, I talk about journaling all the time. I'm a huge fan. I learned this from Tony Robbins, and another really common thread with high performers, journaling, meditating, doing their own spiritual things and getting in touch with their spiritual side, which we all are. So journaling, you can write 3 things that made you feel good in the day. Close your eyes for a few minutes and just relive those moments. Every Sunday, he recommends going back and doing this for the previous week. Especially if you're feeling down. I know in the cold of winter, people aren't getting the sun. Make sure you take a good vitamin D and B12. When you're not getting outside, it's easy to kind of forget these things, so these can be even more important. He went through, relived all those great moments again, feeling that emotion, that joy, cry, whatever, more so than the first time. Laugh, emotional connections. Close your eyes for a few minutes or the full duration, and just think of all the things you can be grateful for. How would my best self handle this situation? Whenever your spouse calls your name, you can think to yourself, you are on this planet for that man, bring joy to his life. What can I do to show those I love them and appreciate them today? What can I do to bring joy into my life today? What can I be excited about today? Exercise, health, and eating, of course, are very important, especially to high performers. Eat well, feel well, perform well. Again, side note, stay away from meat. That's horrible for you. Use beans instead. Eat only for nourishment, not bad emotions. If it is for bad emotions, instead of eating, move. Use these next 12 months to get in the best shape of your life. Sleep, of course, is very vital. Make sure you get enough of it and that it's quality sleep. The best temperature to sleep in is 68 degrees. And make sure it is very dark, completely pitch black. Otherwise, your brain is not secreting the melatonin, which is needed for sleep. Don't use your phone 1 hour before bed and utilize features like a blue light feature and things of that nature. Maybe you can read before bed. That's a great habit to get into. Kind of puts you to sleep and gets your mind in the right state, staying away from phones and TVs and laptops, those things that hinder your sleep. Weight training. Stretch more. Stretch for 5 to 10 minutes, especially in the morning and night. Yoga is also very great. You have to make things a necessity. That way you're sure you're gonna do them and not like, well, if I get around to it, it's really not that important. You really have to make sure it's important and it's a necessity or it won't get done. It needs to be your identity, an obsession, a duty, and there needs to be a sense of urgency as well. We are not here forever. Our lifespan really isn't all that long. Some are internal and some are external. You need to have high personal standards and obsession with the topic that you are focusing on. Check yourself multiple times in a day. See how you're doing. Be excellent in all tasks, even ones I don't want to do. Sorry, if you want to be a high performer, that's a quality. Excellence. Self-monitor regularly, especially with weight loss. Again, logs and tracking progress is so key. You can do this in a journal. You can make your own little logs. I've done all of these tons of times in my life. Food logs, anything. Anything you want to improve on, log it, track it, and focus on it. Set goals and track your progress. Did I perform with excellence today? Did I live up to my values and expectations of doing my best and doing a good job? You can use affirmations like, I'm someone who gets the job done and does things with excellence. I'm a successful person who cares about the details and how things get done. I have an identity that thrives on seeking excellence, and my daily behaviors show this. Set specific and challenging goals. I love challenges and going for the big dream. Be obsessed with understanding and mastering a topic. Grit is passion and performance. Deliberate practice and the 10,000 hour rule. To master a topic, the saying goes, you have to put 10,000 hours of work in. So for real estate, I have to study, learn, grind, read, research for 10,000 hours before I'm a master. Be obsessed. These are values for me. High performance, live passionately, be the best you can be. You can ask questions like, who needs me the most right now? To get yourself motivated, especially on rough days, to be the best you can be. To increase your duty and necessity. Don't complain. Your obligations are a blessing. You have a calling to do it. It affects yours and others' future in profound ways. Legacy, destiny, divine timing, God, a moral responsibility to future generations. I know I'm needed, so I will perform well. Deadlines are needed and they are great for motivating. Real deadlines, not nice to have deadlines. Don't get pulled by fake deadlines, which is other people's deadlines of when you have to do stuff. No, everyone always wants you to do everything. You have to buy this product, you have to have this, you have to. No, you don't. You want me to, I don't have to. So don't be fooled by that. Stay on track and focus. I know it can be hard in this day and age where we are constantly a target, but we're used to it. Real deadlines are inherently our social deadlines. There is a sense of urgency with these, and typically it does affect other people. You can have a desk trigger. Every time you sit down at your desk, you can ask, who needs me most right now? Who needs me on my A game? What does my A game look like? What would my A game look like in the next hour? Have I been bringing it today? Talk to yourself, motivate yourself, do a little self-coaching. Get used to that if you need to. That's life. People do so much better when they have a coach. They just forget to mention you could be your own coach. You always have yourself, you're always there. Who's gonna be there when the chips are down and everyone else is not around? You. So be your own self-coach. Do affirmations and talk to yourself. You could say things like, Brittany, you're doing this because it's important. Remember your students. You can inspire them and help them reach their goals. That's your purpose. Do good for them. You're going to love this and you're going to help a lot of people. Intrinsic are stronger than extrinsic, such as helping people, loving it versus doing it for the money. Helping people and loving it is going to be a lot stronger than where you're doing it only for the money or fame, or if you're trying to win an award or just get positive feedback. High performers are more strategic to work with people at or above their level of competence, experience, or overall success. Seek more successful people. If you're the smartest in the room, you're in the wrong room. High performers know this very well. At work, communicate more with those above you. Ask for help from successful peers. Don't focus on tearing down negative relationships, but on building positive ones. To find and get more successful, positive people in your circle and closer to them, you can do it slowly and gradually. I know it's a lot easier said than done. Add that one good friend. Ask them to bring a couple friends next time you guys hang out. Spend a little more time with them here and there, like 30 minutes extra a week. It leads to more. Just kind of do this gradually and more naturally, but just broaden your circle a little bit. Also, volunteering is great to get more successful, highly evolved people. Statistics show that generally rich, positive, very well educated people are more likely to volunteer. This does make sense if you've noticed, if you follow very highly successful elite millionaires and billionaires like I do. If you follow me, you're hanging out with them all anyway, so you can do that with money. So a lot of them are philanthropists, to charities that really speak to them, or to people on the streets, however you want to do it, or their time. People like this are generally very happy and fulfilled in their own life, and then they're so overflowing with abundance and goodness that they want to give back and spread the message, make a good imprint on the world. So they will do this by volunteering, and that's where you're going to find a lot of great people. You could also find people at sporting events, competitions, mentorship, groups, online. Mentorship is usually older, wiser, more successful people. These people are also typically highly respected. There's lifelong and there's domain mentors. The lifelong are obviously lifelong, and domain mentors typically last around 3 years, and then people generally get a new one every few years. They might have precisely the expertise I need to succeed in my field. You can ask, who do I know who has great wisdom and influence who I might be able to learn from? Call them each one time a month. Raise up your squad. Be a better person and make them all better as well. Raise their standards. There are 10 major life areas: health, family, friends, intimate relationships like a partner or marriage, mission or work, finances, adventure, hobby, spirituality, and emotion. Rate your happiness on a scale of 1 to 10 every Sunday in all of the different areas. You can write your goals for each. You can do this within 45 minutes to an hour once a week. This will really help you get clarity on what you should focus on and where you're lacking or doing well. Give yourself a pat on the back, celebrate, or take focus on where can I improve. A lot of times people will really strive and excel in certain areas because they are such lacking in others. This is actually really sad to see. Some people will get so caught up in work and being successful there because they really don't have much outside of it. That may seem great from the company standpoint, but from a full person standpoint, you need more than that in life. Breaks are super vital to success. You could take mini breaks very often throughout the day. You could stand up, walk, go outside, etc. They can be 2 to 4 minutes. You can do these if you're doing something, the same thing for over an hour. Also be sure to take breaks when it comes to sitting. The sitting disease is really bad. You gotta watch out for that. Don't get it. It's worse than smoking. If you sit down, set the timer for 50 minutes, and no matter what, stand up at that time. Get the blood pumping and moving, flowing. Get that energy back. I actually believe in even less than this. In a perfect world, 15 minutes. Again, you can just get up really quick, get that blood flowing, and then sit back down, get back to work with a lot more energy. I know it's not always a perfect world, but just make sure that it's no later than 50 minutes. Close your eyes, take 10 deep breaths. You can bounce up and down where you're at. Flex your whole body. It's a nice little workout. Mini workouts in place. Stretch. Get a total renewal of energy and productivity no matter where you're at. In meetings, this is great. Make them do it as well. Get a little energizer. On planes too. He does a short 2-minute routine of calisthenics, qigong, and yoga, paired with deep breathing. Prolific quality output, PQO, putting quality out. This is what matters. Spend time on that versus other busy nonsense. Like I'm spending time on my videos and my YouTube to put quality out instead of petty nonsense going to drink at the bar. Spend about 60% of your time doing that. I spend tons of time on my YouTube. I put in hours, so much time, so I hope you guys appreciate it and it's quality. Break them down into projects and put them on the calendar. Schedule them. It's proven to be much more effective. Learn your 5 major moves and do them. Break them down. That's called 5-move planning. No matter what you want to do, there's 5 major moves to get there. If I want to do real estate, 5 major moves. Study, take out my equity from my house, look up good markets, find good areas, go see the places, go to auctions, and close. Okay, 5 steps, and then I got the place. I just made those up, so they might not be the best actual steps, but you get the idea. 5 major steps, break them down, then it's much easier to do and handle rather than where do I even begin? There's so much to do. Progressive mastery. Develop visualizations that clearly show what success and failure looks like to you. I love how this book got into influence. I think that is so key to being a high performer. Sometimes it feels like everyone around you is just average and negative, and you read all these things like stay away from those types of people, find people who are doing better than you, blah, blah, blah. And it's a lot easier said than done. So the way to influence another person is to first relate with them and then help raise their ambition to think better, do better, and give more. The first part happens by asking versus accusing. So again, respect people, be nice to them, try to understand them rather than shoving your opinions and thoughts down their throat. Relate with them, level with them, see where they're coming from, try to show them your way. The second happens is when you work to shape their thoughts and challenge them to rise. Ask for influence. People are seriously wrong on how off they are when it comes to guessing what people will or will not do. Influence by people liking you. Again, be likable. Don't be afraid to ask of judgment. Research shows that people like you more after you ask them to do something and they do it for you. Very shocking and not what you might expect if they like you and accept. Usually people will not accept if they don't want to. So just ask. Ask them for a favor. Use repetition. Ask and share your ideas multiple times. It really helps get them on board. Ask them what they think, want, feel. Ask them about their dreams and goals. What do they aspire to be? What are their needs? People support what they help create, so they really like to be a part of things. Ask for community, parenting, intimate relationship, what they want, how they'd like to work together, and what outcome they care about. Appreciate people and show it. Write personalized thank you notes. Give before you receive. Everything you get will double. Respect, give genuine praise, appreciation, and gratitude. You'll stand out. Give thanks in meetings. Become their champion. Find out what they're passionate about. Cheer them on and their good ideas. Be excited for them when they do a good job and publicly praise them. Trust them. Give them autonomy to make important decisions and praise them in public when they do well. That's how people truly know they're cheered on and appreciated. Live with passion. Believe in people. Love people. Give it your all. Love, passion, respect, growth, influence, contribution. Influencers shape us in many ways. They shape how we think by their example, the lessons they impact, or things they say to us. They open our eyes and make us think differently about ourselves, others, and our world. They also challenge us. They call us out on things. They raise our ambitions to be better in our personal life, relationships, and contribution to the world. They serve as role models. Their character, how they interact with us and others, or how they met the challenges of life inspire us. Influence model. Think of it this way. What do you think about? What would happen if we tried? How should we approach? What should we be paying attention to? These are questions you can ask to be a great leader and to show that you care. This will really help influence others. Influence. Consistently telling them how to think about themselves and as contributors, about their competitors, and about the overall marketplace. This is how we should be thinking about ourselves if we're going to win. If we're going to compete, this is how we should be thinking about our competitor. If we're going to change the world, this is how we should be thinking about the world and our future. Begin by identifying how you want to influence them. What do you want them to do? Then, know the responses to these questions. How do you want them to think about themselves? How do you want them to think about other people? How do you want them to think about the world at large? Remember, there are 3 things you want your people thinking about: themselves, other people, and the greater world. Meaning how the world works, what it needs, where it's headed, and how certain actions might affect it. To view the world differently, as good people, be positive, think positive, see positive. Even when someone's screaming at the clerk in the store and they're making a huge scene and full of themselves and being really rude and crazy, sounds crazy, but think about them. They're probably in a really low place. They're probably doing the best they can. People are doing the best they can, and often they just need our help. Just be thankful that you are not at that level of consciousness and thinking, and you are not there. But you can tell it's a very low level. I'm sure they're not very happy about that. It's a sad place to be, so feel bad for them and be thinking about people. See the good, be nice, learn, grow, change your views and thinking, let go of past beliefs, push people to be better versions of themselves. And don't apologize for it. Raise the bar. Direct positively framed challenges to motivate others to excel. Speak to them with respect. High performers like this, and they expect it of you to push them and to raise the bar, to challenge them to be better. High performers love challenges. You could say this great affirmation: I respond quickly to life's challenges and emergencies rather than avoiding them or delaying. And I defeat them with power. I love trying to master new challenges. I'm confident I can reach my goals despite obstacles and resistance. Challenging others challenges their character. Give positive feedback. It's not that challenging. Give people feedback, direction, and high expectation for living up to the universal values, such as honesty, integrity, responsibility, self-control, patience, hard work, and persistence. You could say, you can do better, or you're a better person than that, or I expect more from you. How would your best self approach this situation? Looking back, do you feel you gave it your all? Are you bringing the best of you to this situation? What values were you trying to embody when you did that? What kind of person do you want to be remembered as? What would life look like if you gave it your all? Where are you making excuses? And how might life turn out differently if you showed up stronger? Second is challenge their connection with others, how they treat and add value to other people. High performers don't condone bad behavior. They call out anyone rude, inappropriate, or dismissive of someone else on the team. Listen to one another more. Push togetherness for the team. Show each other more respect. Support each other more. Spend more time with each other. Give each other more feedback. Cohesion and solidarity. Contribution. This is so key. Giving back, helping others. That's what life is really all about. Once you reach this awesome level, and then you can give back. They want you to contribute more going forward. Future-oriented. Add new value. Find adjacent markers. Brainstorm entirely new business models. Reinvent the product suite. Challenge them individually, the team members, in their own unique way. Do each one individually. There is no cookie cutter approach. Everyone is unique and different, so you really have to know people, know psychology, and relate with different people. You aren't a quitter, Brittany, and you don't want to be one. You're too strong a person to let the administration make you quit. That's too bad. You could have been really good. A lot of students here need someone like you, someone willing to stand up for what they believe in. You could do a lot of good at this school, and you could learn to create good art and writing here. You have too much talent and potential not to use them in a creative endeavor. Just think about that, and if you ever think it's a good idea to come back, just let me know. Let me know, and I'll be here for you. You don't seem the type to quit anything. He counter-argued, she listened, she accepted and honored his point of view. She formed a real connection with him, and she hoped to see him again. Think of the most influential people in your life. How can you bring their values and spirit into this organization? How can you bring what makes them so amazing into your company and have your own leadership style? How can you be a role model to your people the way these people were to you? When they're being closed-minded and kind of like that, you can say something like, why do you think so many people see Daniela as a role model? If this is someone somebody doesn't like, it can really help bring the positive aspects of that person out to them. Then they will be thinking about positive characteristics of that person and really get them on a good track in their mind. One, I'm just wondering if you could perhaps be just as good of a role model as she was to you and others, and as your role models are to you. What would that look like? What if our real ability to be truly influential is our ability to be influenced? You will get all you want in life if you help people get what they want. I share this because we live in a chaotic world, and there is plenty of dark intent, but that gives us the opportunity to be the light. The question we all face in these turbulent times is how diligently will we work to be the role model? How much focus and effort will we bring to our days to help others rise? After all our years on the planet, how will we inspire the next generation to be role models themselves? Demonstrating courage. That is a huge habit of high performers. Honor the struggle. Share your truths and ambitions. Find someone to fight for. Courage is so vital. It's vital in all walks of life. Courage is the cornerstone habit of high performers. If your future best self, a version of you who is 10 years older, wiser, and smarter, stronger, more capable, and more successful than you imagined to be, showed up on your doorstep today and looked at your current circumstances, what courageous action would that future self advise you to take right now to change your life? How would your future self tell you to live? Write questions. Ask them to yourself daily to inspire courage and bravery. Avoid the traps that will cause you to fall. Some of these can be superiority, thinking you're better than other people, dissatisfaction, and neglect. Superiority is a fatal flaw for high performers. This obviously goes with the territory. Some people get all awesome and then their ego takes over and destroys them. However, of course, then it won't be lasting. Karma is real. If you want to build a true empire and build it to stay, you will not view yourself as better than other people. Be grateful and humble. Engage with people. Don't assume aloofness or that people don't understand you. Say no. Say no very often to opportunities. Remember the good things, reasons, and ways you got there. What are the 5 main reasons I've succeeded so far in life? You can ask, am I continuing to do the things that have made me successful? Say no automatically first, and then find valid reasons behind changing that to a yes. Be careful of opportunity cost. Confidence in who you are and your abilities is so key. Be engaged and cheerful. Self-efficacy. When you feel good about yourself, you're more likely to work out. Nothing correlates like confidence. Confidence, competence, congruence, and connection. Master skill and your area. Study, do work, grow, increase competence, confidence, and loop. Practice. Believe in the power of learning. He recommends spending at least 30 minutes every Sunday reflecting on the previous week. What did you learn? What did you handle well? What do you deserve to give yourself a pat on the back for? This will help increase your confidence. To see a deep respect, it's almost relevance for struggle. Struggle is a good thing. Embrace it. They shaped their identity through conscious will and have aligned their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors to support this identity. Don't lie. You have to avoid the little lies that can easily tear at your character. If you lie about the small things, you will cause a catastrophe when you're faced with the big things. Your heart and soul want you to know that you've lived an honest life. If you break that trust, you risk feeling incongruent and ruining your performance. Stand in your truth and tell the truth, and you will feel congruent. Being superior. You can make more friends in 2 months being interested in others than you can in 2 years trying to get others interested in you. Enjoy connecting. This is very vital to high performers. Learn from people. Learn about myself and them, the world. Truly engage. Genuinely learn about them, how they think, what they stand for, what they need. I know I'll do well with others because I'm genuinely interested in them. I want to learn. It's about what they can learn or how they can serve. Did I live? Did I love? Did I matter? How can I make this effort personally meaningful to me? Release tension and set intention. In transitions, close your eyes, take deep breaths, do it for 60 seconds, a minute, a couple minutes, at least once an hour. Go back, recap, and review on your habits. Evaluations of strengths and weaknesses. Again, I absolutely loved this book. Tons of strengths, can't really think of too many weaknesses. Strengths, super modern, easy to digest, easy to take in, really breaks it down, really accurate on what it says. This book truly made me a better person, and I'm very grateful for that. This book was also hardcover, and it was free. You just had to pay for shipping and handling. Weaknesses, this is kind of dumb, but it's not my favorite style or aesthetically pleasing. I didn't really know what to wear to match it, the color scheme, whatever. This is why we don't judge a book by its cover, right? This can become problematic with my green screen because if I wear too neon fluorescent yellow, it's just, yeah. For some reason it picks up the chroma key green. Contribution or bias, I definitely agree with everything Brendon said in this book. He definitely knows his stuff, as I'm sure that's very clear. He knows how to take your life to the next level. He really hit the head on the nail with these topics and the right mindset and habits and psychology to succeed and to be a high performer at that level. Evidence, well, I'm not gonna lie, I read this book a little over a year ago, so a lot of times as I was going through my notes and reading at the end of the chapters, quizzes and what you can do to improve your own life, how you can make it better. And so I'm going back and reflecting as I say to do. I actually do that and follow my own advice. I was talking about how I want to YouTube, I want to inspire, I want to teach, I want to, show what I can bring to the world and add value. So that's what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, around this time, all I was doing was going on vacations and shooting and partying and fun. And it was great, but honestly, it was not on track to what I really wanted in life, to my goals, to my progress. And it was really cool to go back and read all these to where now I really am. I'm YouTubing. Here I am. I'm doing it. I'm doing the work. It's great. It's much more fulfilling and I'm much happier here than all that nonsense. Don't get me wrong, I'll be back to all that again, but on different terms. Final assessment. This book is just great. I feel like this is really what people should be taught in their earlier years of life in school, how to be successful and how to view the world, to be a better person. I think that's so crucial. And I think we should be taught these things in grade school. But of course we are not. We are not taught what we really need to know in school. So again, that's why we come here to my YouTube. Free education. Any recommendations? Obviously, get this book, check it out. You might still be able to get it for free. Brendon knows his stuff. Obviously subscribe, smash that like button. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you guys again. Get wrecked.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.